20th March 2021. I was returning from Gokarna to Mumbai in a train. At night, I was sleeping on the upper berth and there was an old man on the lower berth who was coughing. That, I guess, is where I got the virus from. 21st March. Early in the morning by 6 am, I reached Bombay. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th passed by without any symptoms. 27th March, I went to Lamington Road to get a battery for my laptop. It was really hot day and after traveling for 1 hour in the heat, I gulped down a bottle of chilled beer. 20th March, I experienced some irritation in the throat which I thought was because of the beer I drank the previous day. 29th March, when I woke up in the morning, I felt like my body was falling down. So I lied down on the sofa and slept off. After waking up, my body felt hot. Not that hot, temperature wise. I had fever and my head was paining in this area. The next day, I still felt feverish. My headache had disappeared, but my body started aching. 31st March, my fever was gone and so had my hair. Just joking. Body ache was drastically reduced, but I started. 1st April, along with body ache, my sense of smell and taste were almost gone. 2nd April, my sense of smell was completely gone. 3rd April, no improvements and I finally planned to take the COVID test. Since it was evening, all the testing centers were closed and I had to take it the next day. 4th April, I woke up feeling normal and my sense of smell was back by 5%. So I didn't go to take the COVID test as I thought I was recovering. The same day in the evening when I was working on my computer, I suddenly felt dizzy and had to lie down. My sister-in-law, who is a nurse, told me to go to the doctor since I had all the symptoms of COVID and take some medication. So I went to the doctor, he gave me some temporary medication and told to take the COVID test and a CT scan. So the next day I took the test. Tuesday in the evening I got the result and I was positive. Wednesday in the morning I went and took the CT scan which showed less than 10% of my lungs were affected by COVID. My brother consulted a doctor with the COVID report and the scan result. The doctor advised home quarantine for 15 days and gave a lot of medication. After 15 days I took the COVID test again which came out negative. The end. Even though in the story I've shown things in a little humorous way, when I was actually going through the COVID days, I was shit scared and I would say my anxiety was over the roof and not a day passed by when I didn't think about death. So I used to play scenarios in my head, or rather they used to get into my head. So like the CT scan report says less than 10% of my lungs were affected, which means there are the coronavirus in my lungs which can overpopulate and defeat my immune army and maybe damage my lungs and boom, dead, out of oxygen. So yeah, such scenarios, and one of them was like, so it's in my lungs. One of these fuckers will jump onto my heart and then do some of my sexual reproduction shit, defeat my immune army, damage my heart, and boom, dead. So such thoughts mess with your head. So I'm here to give you some tips and observations from my COVID experience. Number 1, stay away from any news of COVID, be it on TV, newspaper, internet, WhatsApp. Just be away from it. Trust me, it'll help. You don't want to know that people are dying on the road without oxygen, they're not getting beds, and stay away from the COVID news. Number 2, be busy. If you're working from home, well and good, because you have some work to do and your boss is your motivation, your mind will be busy and will stay away from negative thoughts. But if you don't have a job like me and if you don't have much to do, watch a series or a movie or anything which keeps your brain occupied and kind of helps you to not indulge in playing scenarios and dying in the end. So I watched Breaking Bad in 5 days. That's an average of 12 hours a day I used to watch Breaking Bad. Number 3, eat. When you have COVID, you will be suggested to have, or you will be told to have a lot of medications which is heavy. One of them, FabiFlu. FabiFlu, it comes in a box and it has a letter which says It's basically an agreement letter which says, okay, these are the side effects which can happen, and you know this, and you're signing it. I don't know why they put it, because you're not giving it to anyone, but it has. So these are powerful medicines, and for that your body need a lot of nutrition and energy. Number 4, any random thing can happen with regards to health, can happen during the COVID. Now I don't know if everyone did experience this, but I had a lot of small things which were happening to me, and which was odd, and I, being anxious, I was worried about those. One of it was being dizzy. Suddenly I was dizzy, and in half an hour I recovered, but I don't know why it happened. Then one time my heart rate went above 150. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just sitting, and my heart rate was 150 plus, and I went to the doctor. I hurried to the doctor, in fact, because I was so anxious. That's a different story altogether, but yeah, the heart rate may go up. Third, and I think the most common, will be loose motions. Now this is not the simple basic loose motions. These are blockbuster loose motions. If there was a speedometer, somehow if you could check the speed, I'm sure it will breaks the speed of sound. And supersonic loose motions, yeah, I'm exaggerating, but it's very powerful, never experienced such loose motions in my life. Although my stomach is always upset, but this was new. One night I didn't sleep at all. I was tossing and turning, like for 5 minutes I sleep, or for 10 minutes I sleep, I'll wake up again. The whole night I was just tossing and turning, and that's so irritating, and hopefully no one goes through that. So yeah, basically any random things happen, but if it fits the bill of the severe symptoms of COVID, I suggest you to go to the hospital, get yourself checked, or let them decide what to do with you. Alright, so to conclude the video, let me tell you, please be safe, don't get the virus. The COVID shit is very real, and you definitely don't want to experience it. Unless you're strong, and you're mentally very strong and emotionally strong, go for it. But then a lot of people are not, so stay away, be safe. That's the best way to go. And if you really don't want to be a burden on the already overburdened healthcare system. I mean, I have seen nurses and doctors working, wearing all the suits and working. I've been to hospital twice when I had the COVID. Once when I was the heart rate went up to 150 plus, I visited the hospital, and the doctor was literally sitting this close to me. I don't think it was 6 feet, and I was COVID positive, but still the doctor was sitting over there, and she was actually listening to me, talking to me. I don't think she or anyone does, any doctor or nurses needs to do what they're doing right now. They all have kind of decent money to at least stay out of a job for a few months, but still they are doing it because that's what they're trained for, that's what they learned, and that's what probably they had an oath. So they're out there literally risking their lives and helping us. So this is not something which has to be told, but yeah, let's not be another number for them. All right, take care, bye.